Hello, dear football freaks, and very welcome to a very short but extremely important episode of Talking K-Town. And because talking to myself would be very boring, I'm very happy that my beloved friend Steven is again with me. Steven, how are you, brother?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm squirming in my chair over here about the news that we're going to give today.
Ooh, yeah, man.
So everybody out there, get ready for a big bomb to get dropped today, and it's exciting news, man. All of the wait during this time without football is coming to an end, and we've got some big stuff coming up here soon.
Oh yeah, man, we definitely have. It is so extremely exciting, but first things first, I would say.
Yeah.
Prost, brother.
Prost. I might need 5 of these to help me deal with the news that we're going to give today.
Oh yes. But save the best for last, I would say.
Yeah.
Or let's say for the middle, because we have an estimate of round about half an hour. Yeah. So we have a little time to talk about something else. Our team now is presently in a camp in Turkey and preparing for the rest of the season. We had a couple of test games. Man, you heard the results. What are your thoughts, man?
I saw the one that we lost the other day. I don't get the updates for some reason on my OneFootball app, which is what I pretty much use to keep up with the clubs that I follow. And even I think it's because they're friendly matches or their test games, they don't show up on my app. So when I've discovered it was online with the Betze Brent, Wilson Betze, the club that I'm in. So I've not watched any of the training videos, so I'm not sure what has really transpired there. I think we won one and we lost one. We played against 1860 the other day, I think. I don't remember the result of that match.
Bro, I just looked it up, but I read so many results today because I was checking the schedule of the last season, this season, to compare it to each other. So I don't want to say something wrong. Yeah,
but you can't put too much. You can't put too much weight in a test match. It's basically to get the legs going again.
Yep.
To get your training back up to speed, to get back into a football mindset.
Exactly.
Because these guys have been, probably watching the World Cup, playing golf, taking a vacation. They've had their holidays with their families, like we all have. So this kind of gets them back into the season mindset.
Yeah. And usually I'm totally with you. Test games, this kind of games are just here to test out new strategies and stuff. So I don't mind losing because a loss in a test game is way better than 6-0, and everybody thinks, man, this works out, and in the end it doesn't. So so I'm pretty sure they're doing a good job. But when we're still on the topic, man, you heard the news, I did as well. The next upcoming camp in the summer break is in America, right?
It's in Minnesota. I was at work yesterday, and my phone just started going bananas. Like people texting me and mentioning me on social media, Instagram, Facebook. And I clicked the link on my phone, and I saw the U.S. flag right there. I'm like, oh, wow, they're finally coming to do a training session over here, which I'm happy. I'm very excited because Minnesota with flying is only, I think, 3.5 hours, maybe 4 for distance. And I've never been to Minnesota before. I have a friend that lives there, so I'll be able to, hopefully catch up with him. But my main emphasis will be seeing the training camp and going to the friendly match against Minnesota FC.
Yeah.
So
that was really exciting.
Oh,
and
dude,
this is going to be crazy, man.
I'm concerned because with it being way over here in the States, I know the club is probably going to put a what do they call it? They're going to have a select amount of tickets for the fans that want to make the trip, not only from America but also from Europe. I'm really hoping to see a lot of fans travel from Germany to the U.S. to see this, because not only do you get to see your club play an American club, but you get to come and see America. You get to check out Minneapolis, which is a really cool town. It's really cold up there in the winter.
So that's why it's in the summer.
Yeah, and it's not really a city that is on the list of people that, oh, I want to go to America and check out the country. Everybody thinks Miami, New York, maybe Chicago, not even Cleveland. Cleveland, where I live, is not on the list of, oh, I have to go here. But once you go to these smaller towns, and Minneapolis is a big town. Minneapolis, St. Paul is much bigger than Cleveland. They're probably close to, I would say, probably a million residents. But you get to see a different side of America. You get to see the Midwest to what people would fly over to get to California. You fly over the country, but you're actually seeing the inner cities of the U.S. and where this team plays. I think it's Allianz Arena. Mm-hmm. It's a brand new stadium. They built, I think, 2 or 3 years ago, kind of like Columbus did. They built their new stadium. Last season was their first year.
Is it because of the World Championship, the upcoming in America?
I don't think so. I don't know if they're a host city or not. I have to look at that article again, but it's very nice. They have standing section.
That's good.
So just like we do, it's becoming a part where if you build a football stadium, you have to have a section for the ultras. You have to have a standing block, because that to me is football. We've talked about this before. Where
we did.
When you go to England or Scotland, the entire place is sitting down, and if you're like me and you're used to being in the West Curve and standing the entire time, jumping around, sitting down doesn't feel right. Maybe for baseball, but not for football. Sorry.
Agreed, man. So there's another thing happened this week for you.
I became a paid member of the Erste FC Kaiserslautern for the first time since I've become a fan, and I've wanted to make this happen. And between you, me, and Gero, and we
Toby,
figured out a way to, and Toby, Tobias, we figured out a way to make it happen. I got the email today. I saw the little. I think that's just the what do they call that? The beginning certificate. But I think I'll get a different one in the mail. Maybe, I'm not sure. But to see that was really, really something. To know that I'm now part of a historic traditional club that is truly international, and to have my opinion count when it comes time to make a decision for the club. Who stays, who is in this position. So it's gonna make me pay a little bit more attention to the inner workings of the club, which I will definitely need your help on, because I don't understand a lot of the people that are in, like, what we would call the front office. The president, the chief financial officer, all these other positions are full of people that I don't really know a lot about. Being an American, especially being an American way over here, I am, outside of the city, so I need eyes and ears on the ground in K-Town. So that's where you're going to come in.
No problem, man. This is absolutely no problem.
But it's really, really cool. Very happy, because a club needs its members to be successful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, going to the game as a fan and buying merchandise at the team shop, doing that is one part. But when you devote money to the club every year, it's like you're part of the building. If you look at the club like a building, the foundation of a building is the most important thing, because if you don't have a good foundation, that building is going to fall. So
absolutely.
I look at the members as being that foundation that builds that team higher.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, man.
And you were just saying a key word, success. And we got a new player, which is hopefully helping us for the upcoming successful games, hopefully, from Werder Bremen.
Okay, I saw the rumor. I didn't know if that had been finalized yet, but I know we had a lot of current players that have signed contract extensions.
Yeah. Luckily, Tomiak. Man, I was so happy.
Boris Tomiak. That is part of that building for success, because these guys are what got us to where we are right now.
Absolutely.
We're missing a few people from last season. You know, Rob, I really miss that little guy. I wish he was still with us, but what we've got right now is special. And if this new player from Werder Bremen can come in and make an impact like Terrence Boyd has made when he came here, you don't know what's going to happen. You know, we
never know.
We talked about this last time that, you know, to start the year, we wanted 40 points. So that way we could stay safe in the second league, not fall back down, and kind of be in the middle of the table. But as we start the new year and we start the second half of the season, we're in fourth place. We are 9 points out of the top, and I think we are maybe
11 points away from our goal of 40 points.
Yeah.
And we agreed we take 6 weeks to make this happen, I think.
Yeah.
Perhaps I'm way too optimistic, but I think we can make it.
Yeah. Just the key is not losing. Tie.
The key is not losing.
And win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get points every week. Because every time you chip away at that tree, whether it's 3 points or 1 point, you're putting a mark in that tree with your axe.
Exactly.
And eventually that tree is going to fall down. So
we will tear it down, man. With united power.
And hey, we're still in the running to promote to the Bundesliga. I mean, I don't want to jinx anybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to make the moment too big, but like I told you in, I think, probably 2 or 3 other videos where this has come up, no moment is too big, because you cannot underestimate a team. We as fans may say, hey, they're not ready. You know, they don't have the right players. If they go up, they'll just get knocked right back down, because going from the second to the first league is a big step.
It is, I mean, definitely.
The level of teams that you will be facing is, we're facing big teams here. But when you go up to the Bundesliga, you're facing Bayer Leverkusen, you're facing Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Schalke, the big clubs that everybody, they're not looking very good right now.
No, unfortunately. I would really love to want them to stay in first league.
Yeah, same here. But the moment is there, and if it's still there at the end of the season, maybe we finish in third place and we have another relegation battle.
Let's see.
We go up, we lose. Yeah.
As you said, don't jinx it, man.
Yeah. Whatever happens, man. Staying up is, of course, number one priority. But if the boys can manage to get into a position where they're fighting to go up again, whatever happens, I will be proud of them, because they've completely exceeded my expectations so far this year.
Mine as well, man. And before we're dropping the bomb, one last thing. I don't know if you heard it, but when we had games where we were sold out, the Betzenberg was sold out, we always had like the blocks where the security blocks, you know what I mean? Like where no people were allowed. And now we had some new renovation is the wrong word, I know, but we put it up a new fence, which is around about 15 feet high. So the we call it puffer block is way smaller. So in total, we lose a little bit of amount of people which are allowed in the stadium, but at high risk games, as we call it, there are way more people allowed So this is extremely great. I think we lost 3,000 each sold out game because of this security area. But now it's just the numbers aren't officially announced yet, but they think about like around about 500 people are so 2,500 people more. Man, this is so confusing for me. All these numbers and all this excitement in my belly right now because of the now upcoming information for you guys. But I think that
I was going to mention before we drop the bombshell. A lot of times when I have friends over and we're watching highlights or a game, and you'll always see, when you're looking down towards the guest block, you see that big section of stands.
Yeah.
And then when I was showing him, I was showing a friend of mine like highlights from the derby matches, which we would call high risk matches, and he's like, "Well, it's not sold out because there's all that section of seats, but there's these little pockets of these people in black," and they're like, "Who are they?" I'm like, "Well, that's the police. We call that it's like in Star Trek where you have the neutral zone between the Federation and the bad guys. It's a zone that neither side can go into,
exactly,
or you're going to be in trouble."
You can say so.
That's really neat that they're making that. So it would be the fence that goes up. Up along to the top then?
Yep.
So to prevent people from jumping over then?
Yeah, exactly. So the fences aren't going till the roof, but they are extremely high, like, as I said, 15 feet roundabout, so 4.5 meters or 3.5 meters. Oh my God. To calculate the English feet, American feet into the metric system is always confusing for me as a German.
Oh yeah, I know. It's 1 meter is 3 feet, 3 inches.
9, so 12 feet roundabout.
So
12.
That's pretty
I think.
Tall. That's a tall fence.
So this is why. If there would be any kind of riot or any trouble or something, then nobody can climb the fence like, okay, this thing I can just jump over. No, you have to climb up, and so this is a very good thing.
If you start seeing ladders coming to into the guest block, that should be a little clue that something might happen. That's not very good.
Why are you bringing so many ladders? We want to see more of the game.
Yeah, we want to paint the
exactly.
rafters up there. They look kind of rusty,
Yeah.
Or they could come in. Now my geek side is coming out with like Batman with his the little grappling hooks.
Yeah, the grappling hook. Yeah,
swing
man.
up and then over.
Yeah. Okay, bro. Should we get down to real business?
Get down to the brass tacks.
Okay. I think because you did everything, you have the honor to tell the people what is going on next weekend.
Well, this show was started to reach out to the non-German speaker because K-Town is an international club, given its rich history and given K-Town's really close association with the American military, the English-speaking people, because of the military bases and all the people. I lived there for 3 years. So we created this channel to kind of help people stay in the loop. If you want to hear about the matches or if you want to talk, give us some opinions. That's what we're here for, because not many people can really understand German enough to get all that information and talk about the match. But we have a player. His name is Terrence Boyd. He's an American, born in Bremen, I believe. His mom is German. His paternal father was an American serviceman, and I believe at the age of 2, they moved to the United States, into New York. Whatever happened, his mom and dad got divorced, and then she brought him back. But he's always had his citizenship. He speaks English, and next week we're going to have a special guest star on our program, and his name is Terrence Boyd. He will be joining our program via Skype. He will I don't know how long he'll be with us. Maybe he'll hang out with us the entire time. Maybe he'll even drink a beer with us. I'm gonna ask him to, because that's part of what we do when we start the show. Is we always crack open our beer. But he is, an American. He speaks English, and he has been such an important part of our team ever since he showed up. Yep. He's made an impact, and he's really a great marketing tool for our club to say, hey, Americans, come to our matches, watch our team fight, and we're in the second league now. And he's like free advertisement for the English-speaking community. And we're going to have him on our show, man. I am so excited. I reached out to him on Instagram. I follow him, and he's always been pretty quick to respond. He usually at least reads and gives me, a thumbs up. Sometimes he'll reply. But when I approached him about, coming onto our show, I explained what we do, what our show format is. It's just two guys hanging out, like we're at the bar, talking about the team, talking about the city. Sometimes, usually, almost all the time, we go off the rails and we talk about other things. Yeah. But when I told him that it would be an honor to have him as a guest, he immediately said it's something that he could see himself doing. So, he will be on our show on a week from tomorrow, the 21st. A week before their opening match and against Hanover. So I didn't want to interrupt, during the week, because I'm sure he's prepping up here to play against them. But he's going to be here. I hope you guys tune in. It should be a really cool show for everybody.
And the special thing for you guys watching is type down in the comment section below your questions under this video. And we asked your questions to Terrence Boyd.
As many as we can get to.
As many as we can get.
We're going to have our own questions, and we don't know how long he's going to be able to stay. Hopefully he can stay for the entire show. But he's a busy man. He's a professional athlete. I'm just happy that
he even agreed, man. This is insane. And when Steven wrote me a message and said, "Hey, bro, Boyd will be in our show," I was like, "Oh my freaking god, what's going on?" I almost shit my pants, man. Really,
your heart jumped down into your stomach. You're like, oh my god, this is really happening.
Yeah, man, exactly. That was so crazy, and I'm so looking forward to the conversation. And it's my very first time having an interview with a player for myself here on this channel.
It's something that would never happen here in the United States. I tell everybody over here, soccer is so boring, and how did you get into it? And I explain them how, it was the first match, and then being my first match in the West Curve, having that energy, and how close the players are to the fans. Like, they'll come up and reach out, and they'll take selfies with you. During the summer training, you can go to a friendly match, and some of these stadiums don't have seats. You're standing on the field, a meter away from Hanslick throwing the ball in.
Yeah.
And you can say hi to them. You can get pictures with them. And at the end of every match, they go to their corner of the stadium where their fans are, and they'll either celebrate with them, or they'll stand there and take the not so nice words about, how could you do this today? So this is something that you would not have in America. Every athlete here has so much security, and they have so many of their, what we would call like an entourage of things around them. So it keeps them away from the fans. Like the NFL is so awesome, but you don't get really close to the players unless you're lucky enough to see one out in public, maybe. But even then, it's just like they don't want anything to do with the fans. Hey, well, I'm making my millions of dollars, go away. But for Terrence to give us his time to come onto our show, to hang out with us, I'm stoked, man.
Me too.
Beyond words.
And I don't want to insult any other club. Don't get me wrong, please. Yeah. But I think this is what K-Town is known for, and it's very special. I know so many people which live in Kaiserslautern or the area around it, and when they see players, they always take that time to have a conversation and, as you said, take some pictures, even in their spare time, even at their private time. And this is what makes Kaiserslautern so extremely familiar, as we always like to call it. It's part of family. We fans are a big part of the family. The players, of course, as well, and they take this not for granted. They take this real seriously, and they behave themselves like they are a part of a family, and so they treat the fans as a part of them. This is so great. So I'm so extremely excited. I can't tell you, man.
This is going to be. I don't have the words to express how excited I am. Because I'm going to be nervous, but I'm also going to want to like fanboy and be like, "Oh my God, it's Terrence Boyd on our show," because he's been such. He's been a superstar here. Just the way he conducts himself, he's a complete professional, but he knows how to get the crowd involved. And then when he does the tongue thing, when he scores a goal, it's just like, you know, we're very blessed to have him, because not every team out there can say that we have a superstar.
No,
and we do. We have a Hellboyd. So,
we have Hellboyd. Absolutely.
So this is going to be really neat. Everybody out there, tune in, watch the show,
and of
get
course,
ready, get your questions ready.
Exactly.
And we'll see what happens, man. I'm expecting a really fun show, a lot of laughter, maybe some serious discussion about his life, some questions that I would like to ask him as an American, you know, that might be a little bit different than what a German might ask, you know. So there'll be.
This is why it's so great.
There'll be a lot of
the conversation
with
here.
our.
Yeah, we have that's the word, diversity. You have the point of view of an American on the football match, like soccer match, and I'm as a native German and grew up with Kaiserslautern. I have a completely different view, and this is so great. And this is why we hang on, we ergänzen, we help each other so good out. I have no idea how to say it in English, man. But we definitely are going to have a great time, and I'm so stunned that he is taking his time for us. This is just great, man.
Well, and that's the mark of a good human being. You know, we need more people like him. I mean, and this might not just be the only time that it happens. He might say, "Hey, I had fun. Let me talk to some of the other guys and have them show up. Maybe we can get Chifchi or Hanslik or anybody. 'Cause I'm sure most of them could probably speak enough English to come on and talk with us and have a conversation, you know.
If not, there's no problem. I think I can make myself understandable in English, so they can say something in German and I can translate it in English. So that shouldn't be any problem, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, this is going to be awesome. Really. I'm so looking forward to it.
I'm so excited. I think my chair is going to spin down into the floor. I might like end up in China somewhere. I don't know. I'll go through the bottom of the planet.
No, we need you here, man. After our conversation, you can go to China.
Yeah. I'll see you next year.
Yeah, exactly. But I think we definitely have to have at least 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes before we start the recording to come down a little, because well, I remember when I had the Leinberger fan talk in the 12 man, and when I was sitting next to so many celebrities, and the first time I was like, oh my god, I'm sitting here on the bench with Koch. I was like, okay, is this real happening to me here? Who am I?
You're checking. You're like, oh, is my zipper up on my pants?
Exactly, everything.
Do the wardrobe check, you know, and it was like when my friend, I have a friend named Diana, and she introduced me to Thomas Dooley, who is another American connection to Kaiserslautern. In fact, I would love to get him on the program because he's a legend for K-Town. He was on our the championship team in 1991,
Yep.
and I got to meet him in the not Geltersvog, Vogelvog. We went for a walk, and then we had a beer there together.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to hang out with him for about an hour and talk to him about, I was still a brand new fan. I didn't know as much as I know now about the club. And it was just so nice to meet him, and everybody knew who he was because he has that face that you don't forget.
Yeah.
And we tried to sit in the back, and then you start seeing people looking around, and you see them whisper to each other, and like, uh-oh, the gig is up, man. You've been spotted.
Oh, man. This is really exciting, man. Really exciting. And I'm so happy that you could make it happen for us.
I'm very blessed and very fortunate that it worked out this way. And I wouldn't have thought that in a million years that we'd be sitting here talking about having a player like Terrence Boyd onto our program, but it's happening. You heard it here first. We've been waiting all week to tell you, but
yep.
We just couldn't wait any longer. We had to drop the bombshell tonight. So
exactly. So, guys, as we said, put your question in the comments down below. And if you don't have a YouTube channel, so you can't write any comments, down below in the description is my email address. You can write me an email or connect to Instagram, and I would love to put Steven's Instagram as well in the comments if he is okay with it. I think so.
I am perfectly fine with that. Always looking for new followers from K-Town.
Keep in touch.
We're one big family no matter where we are in the world.
Absolutely. Okay, bro, I think we have enough said, and the excitement is really high.
Yep.
Okay, so my beer is completely gone.
I got a little bit left, but I'll finish that up
just
here in a
like 2 chucks or something. But bro, thank you so much that you make this happen, and I'm really looking forward to it. We keep in touch through the whole week, so we can figure everything else out, what is needed to be done. But for you guys, let us know what you want to know about Terrence Boyd.
All right, guys.
All right,
Goodbye
guys.
from Cleveland.
Goodbye from Neustadt. Bro, Prost. And
Prost.
Of course, we don't see you in the block, but next week with Terrence Boyd.
We'll
Cheers.
see you on the seat.
Exactly. Cheers.
Cheers.